Okay, we are good to start. So, a very, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sanchari Chaudhary, once again reporting live from the IHM Bangalore Career Studio. So, I would like to welcome this afternoon a very dynamic and very hardworking leader whom I know, Mr. Rubin Das, who is currently the General Manager of the Hilton Chennai. Rubin, thank you so much for taking out this time out of your very, very hectic schedule. We know that you've been really doing so much of amazing work and that you've been, in fact, offline telling me about. And I'm sure all of us would like to know here. So please, this is a request to go ahead and start addressing our students. Everybody is watching you today. And we would like to know about, to start with, your journey, Reuben.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for giving this opportunity to me. I'm privileged to, speak to the students of IIHM through this, video conference. I always like to interact with the students, hear from them, their concerns, their questions, and guide them in whatever way I can to be, make them prepared to face our industry in the best possible manner or form. I think
Yes.
it's a very good initiative from you to, we always say that the proof of the pudding is in eating, and, to invite me for the sake of knowing what is happening live from the industry is an excellent initiative. And I laud and, uh, you know, uh, appraise you for this wonderful interaction that you have provided for your students and me. Yes, I can introduce myself now. My name is Ruban Das. I originally belong to a city called Calcutta, City of Joy. I was born and brought up there throughout my adolescence and part of my adult life till I was 24 years of age. I did my graduation from Calcutta University from a college called St. Xavier's College. And
Right.
then I started doing my hotel management from IHM. After completing my hotel management, I started with Hyatt as a corporate training back in the year of 2002. I worked with Hyatt in various positions in various hotels for about 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the highlight of my career would be I worked as a pre-opening team member of both Hyatt Regency Kolkata and Grand Hyatt in Bombay, which was a
Right.
flagship hotel, one of the biggest hotels we used to have that time. And yes, after 9 years and three properties or four properties, I've moved on to work for Accor. Accor was having I was from food and beverage background with a lot of exposure in banqueting, and Accor used to have a very big convention center in Hyderabad called Hyderabad International Convention Center, along with a Novotel. So I
Yes.
was fortunate to work there as a director of events and convention services. I
Mm-hmm.
was heading the operations for the convention center there. I worked for 3 years, and then I worked in a very challenging property, upgrading the property, especially the food and beverage property of the hotel. It's a 40-year-old hotel in Juhu called Novotel Mumbai. It used to be the erstwhile Holiday Inn. So 5 years with Accor, and after that I got a chance to work with Hilton
Mm-hmm.
here in Chennai. I started as a director of operations, moved on to become a general manager for Double Tree Suites by Hilton Bangalore. I worked as a GM for about 2 years there. And now for last 1 year, I'm again back to Chennai in Hilton. Hilton, as you know, is a flagship brand of Hilton International.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a great journey. 18 years. Every day I learn, and what to say. I'm blessed to work and earn my living in this beautiful industry of hospitality.
That's right. Rupan, just to basically, know, I'm sure we all go through certain challenges in our life, or you can say certain things in our life, which makes us, of course, very stronger. It shakes us up and definitely gives us a very definite thing in our life and makes us, of course, a great person and professional. We would like to know about your journey and, of course, your experiences so far.
Yeah, sure. I mean, see, our industry is a I would say it's not our industry. Let me say that it's a very myth that hospitality is very tough and this is very easy. I
That's
mean, I
right.
don't think anything is easy. It's anything. I mean, if somebody is a doctor, it's as difficult as somebody who's a pilot, or is somebody who's a stewardess in airline, or anyone. I mean, when we start our journey from a student life to a work life,
Right.
that jump itself is a big jump. From a classroom environment to a workroom environment where we have discipline, we have policies, procedure, and added pressure of performing the duties. uh, Duties, we start, all of us start with duties. And in hospitality, the list of duties in a shift is longer, I would say,
Yes.
than rest of the industries in terms of work life balance or time. It's a time consuming, labor intensive industry where we need to work with people,
Yes.
serving people.
True.
So it takes a lot of time, and we have to be conditioning ourselves that this is what we are into. And I think in the beginning, it was all about loving what you're doing. It was tough, definitely. I remembered once I was doing my industrial training, and I came back and I told my mom that I think it's not my cup of tea. Let me do something else. I've already done my graduation, so let me sit for banking exam. And actually, my mom encouraged me to say that, okay, you give it a try. I mean, once you have just done the industrial training, at least complete your course, and then you
Yes.
decide. And then she understand, and she told me that, I'm a housewife, so I'm cooking every day. It doesn't excite me. I'm cooking for the last 25 years. So does it excite me? No. It's more of a duty, but I seem to love it when I think that you will be liking it and your father will be liking it. And it was a great lesson, when I said that, yeah, it's a very hard work, because as an industrial trainee, you have to do all the menial jobs which nobody likes to do in a hotel. And you need to love the industry. And I went back and I said, okay, this is just for 6 months. Let me give it a try. And let me have that frame of mind that, okay, during this phase of time, people will make me work. Smilingly, if I work, willingly, if I work, there'll be less, I would say, confrontation.
Yes.
And that's what happened. I mean, I did not resist. I worked hard, and I created an impression, a positive impression among the team members where I did my training. And then when I started with Hyatt as a corporate trainee, again, I followed the same mantra: let me love
Mm.
my job. If I'm starting an industry which is going to give me the living, let me love this job, and then let me learn, and work hard towards it. So this is a time, in the first 5 6 years, we need to really hard work and work hard, and love what I'm doing. And it's tough, but you have to condition yourself. So yeah, that's how the first few years went. And then, hospitality, I would say, hotels we are having a different world of our own.
True.
I mean, right now I can say that I have more, my colleagues from different hotels and the industry knows me more than my own family, because it's our own family. Hotel is such a thing that, you work so much and with so many people that they know you so well, your peers, your mentors, your seniors, that, they can always give you advice. They can always, you know um, help you out. I remember when my daughter was born. She was born very underweight and premature, and she required 4 to 5 times blood transfusion, where we need to give fresh blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working in a hotel that time in Hyderabad, but got transferred to Bombay. It was a
Right.
new job in Bombay, so I could not come back to Hyderabad. And it was my colleague, my best
Yes.
friend, who was a chef, used to take my wife every day to meet the daughter who was in NICU.
Okay.
All my team members voluntarily, they didn't even tell me that there is a transfusion today. My wife later on told me, okay, there was a transfusion, and one of the Sauravs, I used to have three Sauravs, and
Okay.
one of the Sauravs went and gave blood. And I just happened to call them and I said, you are like a godfather to my kids, because what you have done. A biggest donation one can give is blood. It's not
Yes.
money.
That's true.
Yeah. So and that is all what the industry has given me. It is the sake of the work and the camaraderie we share. I mean, it's much more than the money or position or anything else. So the experience, as I said, has been tough initially, but then when you start loving it, you cannot leave it. It's like, like if I'm sitting at home, I feel that, I'm missing the action. Yeah, but and things have, gone also quite positive. From 4 day off a month, we have come a long way. Now it's 8 day off. People value the work life balance.
Correct.
We have a culture of thrive in
Mm-hmm.
Hilton, which is thrive is a mantra for every employee. It says that if you rest and re-energize well, then you can give back better in your work.
Yes.
So that is what we follow. I mean, I personally follow that. I take some time off, visit my family in Bangalore,
Right.
couple of days in and then go back and give concentrate, work hard in your workspace, and that helps us. So yeah, work life balance is something which has definitely improved. It was not
Mm-hmm.
good previously, but people understood the importance. With millennials coming into the industry, they have a personal space and a personal life, which is much more valued than us at when we started. And I think it is all in the good spirit and positiveness that industry finally realized the importance and the essence of work life balance, and gave that. um, yeah, there had been setbacks and failures in life. Everybody has that.
Yes.
um, what I feel that success or failure are a series of choices what you make.
Mm-hmm.
If you are making it habitually, or if you're making it confidently, and again and again, it becomes success or failure.
Right.
Okay, if you are, and these are choices we make. I mean, you make a choice, it didn't work out, it's a failure. And if you do not, if you learn from it and continue not doing it, you are okay. And the same with success. If you make a choice and you succeed and you habitually maintain it, it's a success. Success is difficult because you have to habitually do it. There is a discipline to it. Failure always has a science deeper to it. You can always analyze failure in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's behavioral, sometimes it's leadership, sometimes it's knowledge based, sometimes it's lack of process. So there are many reasons. But yes, it's good to analyze it and move on. Sometimes I mean, personally, I would say in one of the stints I did in Goa, I had
Mm-hmm.
a very difficult stint, because I was too I would say not willing to change according to the environment. I mean,
Right.
after Grand Hyatt in Mumbai, I came to Park Hyatt in Goa. That
Yes.
time it was Park Hyatt.
That's
Now
right.
it is ITC Grand.
Yes.
Obviously, I always try to replicate the things of Grand Hyatt to Park Hyatt scenario. Um, you know, Copy. It didn't really work. First of all, a 700-room hotel has much more manpower, much more facility and
Mm-hmm.
OE, etc., to a
Yes.
200-room resort property.
True.
So you cannot just cut, copy, paste. You need to change with the evolve and change to the different scenario, and make the best use of people and the process and the product, and follow whatever best you can do to fit yourself rather than copying it, because copying sometimes do not work. It was a failure, I understood after a long time, actually. And
Okay.
failure leads to different emotions. It leads to frustration, it leads to anger, it
Yes.
leads to argument, and all these things happen to me. And when I look back, I thought that it, and when I want to reason it, it was always like, this hotel is not up for it, it was not as per standard of my previous hotel. But now looking at it, when I analyze, it's not the, because you cannot change the product or a like the asset so easily.
True.
You can constantly change the process and the people. And the
Yes.
people means changing yourself first.
Correct.
So yes, that was what I learned, that after that stint, I would say I have done 5 more hotels. I have never actually, I have made it a point that when I go to a new hotel, I never talk about my previous hotel, quoting it. When I went from, and especially when you go from a, I have been blessed with working in different hotels in same brands. So, for example, when I went from a Hilton Chennai to a DoubleTree by Hilton in Bangalore, I never said that, in Hilton we used to do, because it always, it doesn't really go well with people.
That's right. Yes.
Without mentioning it also you can do. So yes,
Correct.
failures have taught me to change and imbibe to new environment, new circumstance, and also to make best use of what you have in hand, rather than lamenting what you don't, because it's not going to bring any joy or satisfaction to think that, okay, I don't have 700 rooms and 300 people working for me.
That's right.
Okay, what I
Yes.
have in hand, I have to make good with what I have, and carry on. So
True.
that's the journey so far. Yeah, it's exciting.
Right. Ruben, as a very successful jail manager, and of course, pre-opening so many properties, you have really held across a lot of new teams, new leadership teams. What are the qualities do you think that you're looking for, or today the industry wants in the young professionals joining the hospitality industry?
Yeah, I think very good question. We also, yeah, I mean, from a young professional, I think what we want, first of all, is a positive attitude
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of discipline within, grooming, punctuality,
Right.
okay, pride to work. It
Yes.
is the most difficult choice for a youngster if he's forced into doing something which he doesn't like. And many of us work in a hotel not by choice, maybe by circumstance also,
Yes.
but whatever it is. But if you are imbibing this industry and going to succeed in an industry, then you need to have the passion towards it. You have to show some care towards it. So when he comes through the door, a young professional coming into um, a hotel, as a leader, I would see that whether he is, first of all, having a positive attitude. Okay. Second, the humility. I mean,
Oh,
how humble he is.
yes.
Okay, if his feet is stuck to the ground. Oh, I am from IIHM Bangalore and we know it all. And
Mm-hmm.
if that is the attitude, then it's difficult. Then we have to ground them. We have to
Yes.
clip his wing, ground them, saying that, okay, I know but then every place has a different way and mean to do things. So let's adapt and
Correct.
change. I think that's the
Yes.
biggest virtue.
Yes.
And other than that, these two core, you attitude and humility is, I think, the core competency for a fresher. And the other thing which we look is basically the grooming, the punctuality, the soft skills, communication skills,
Mm-hmm.
um, and also focus towards quality. Focus towards quality is an art. It's not a science. Somebody will not complete a job till it is done or well done.
Yes.
So we always like to have somebody who has that focus. And slowly, as he comes into, because hospitality makes a leader out of a person. So we always scout for it. We can always look at talent who are ready to be groomed to future leadership. And our industry is such that it gives us so much of responsibility, even at an entry level team members. We rely so many like, for example, right now, 8 entry level team members who are associates
Mm-hmm.
are working on 4 floors, doing services to these COVID, or not COVID, basically the self-isolated guest in the hotel.
Right. Right.
We have a
Yes.
total of 300. We have
Mm-hmm.
236 team members.
Right.
Many of them are managers. Many of them are HODs. But these 8 people who have been identified to do this service. Now it is a tremendous responsibility these people are taking, and we can already spot the leadership in them, that they are not afraid, they are not pretentious, They are not fearing. There are many HODs who are fearing about this situation. Sir, kya hoga? What will happen? I have family at home, etc. I'm not saying that it's a brave thing to do, but I'm observing the different behaviors.
Yes.
And I think yes, this is what we as leader would like to see from a young person who is coming into industry is, as I said, attitude, humility, and a sense of discipline in terms of punctuality, in terms of grooming, in terms of communication, how professional he is in a communication. It is very important. That is something which, you know, I always say that do not make a mistake of becoming too colloquial or casual in a workplace.
True.
Like in a college environment or a casual environment, you can use slangs, you can share a joke, or you can forward a text message among friends between boys and girls. In a workplace, that can amount to sexual harassment.
That's right.
It's so communication, formality of it plays a real role. Like
Mm.
sometimes
Mm.
people do mistakes which are not, so we always talk about it on our orientation as well, that
Right.
once that boundary you are crossing, you are in a workplace, you will be probably having a colleague who has come from other college of same age, but you cannot forward maybe a very raunchy jokes to him, which you
Absolutely.
are so habituated to do it,
Yes. The
because
code of
suddenly you are
conduct.
in a workplace.
Yes.
Exactly. So I think this is what we look at, and yes.
Right. So, Ruben, another very important thing is, you have been supportive of all our initiatives. Dr. Bose always mentions about, and he has got this amazing initiatives that we have started, for so many years right now and successfully doing, which you have been a part of always, especially the International Hospitality Day by IHC, and definitely our flagship, the YCO, the Young Chef Olympiad.
Well,
And you've always been appreciative. You've always supported us. What do you think, Ruben, sets us apart as a college, and also our students? What difference does it basically make?
I think the best, and I am not a IIHMite, so you can take it as a compliment, Sanchari, since you are also an alumni of a college.
That's right.
What is best about IIHM is that it is a college or an institution. I would say institution is the right word, which is moving ahead with time. It is a very dynamic leadership you have, that you imbibe things at such a short span of time and continue to give the best to your student. I have seen, I mean, I will not name the college, but I have seen, a notebook which my brother who passed out in 1994
Yes.
in one college. I had the same notebook with the same notes in 2002. I passed out, and my nephew completed hotel management 8 years after me, and we had the same notes. So there is no progress. There
Right.
is a very, I would say, regress. So I think for IIHM, the biggest factor is that it is very much updated. And since I have been fortunate to undergo an executive program through IIM Calcutta, and I did my college in St. Xavier's in Calcutta, which is a pretty good college for BCom. It was one of the best when I was in Calcutta. But when
True.
I went to IIM, we saw that their professors or their the teachers were always very updated with the industry. When they used to give the example, they never used to quote the books, but on the news, what is happening or what is happening in the industry live, and give examples to the students, because we were young working professionals
Right.
and we would understand better. So I
Yes.
think that is a similarity. Secondly, definitely IIHM makes our industry stands in a very positive light. We are coming from a background of a social economic background where, you know when I started hotel management, I'm sure same with you, Sanchari,
Yes,
everybody used
Ruben.
to ask, Achha, you will become a chef,
That's right.
you will
Yes.
become a chef. You'll
Yes.
become a Sanjeev Kapoor.
Yes.
So the glamour associated with the industry was that, okay, he's becoming a, a cook or a chef. Through continuous, positive promotion of our industry among the students fraternity, it gave a very positive direction about the positiveness of this industry. Please understand, 2.7 million people in India is, connected with hospitality.
Hmm.
And as a benchmark institution, you are providing a very positive environment to the industry. I remember when I started again, and it's a government college, so all sort of teachers were there. I mean, one of them used to say that, why are you in this industry? What brings you here? You didn't get through joint entrance. That's the reason. So it was very negative. Whereas, we have to tell our, just a second, I think something
Sure.
is ringing.
Yes.
Um, I think it is very important to tell our students that no, it is not. This industry has given a very, very positive, outcome to a lot of people. It is a industry which makes a leader out of ordinary person. That's the beauty. If you want to become a doctor, you have to be, a very, very bright student and crack the JEE. For a hotel management, no, you don't have to become a doctor or
Yes.
a JEE cracker.
True.
You have a very, 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 very average normal student sitting in front of you who has become a general manager, and the industry has taught me to become a leader. And I
Yes.
think that is what IIHM promotes through Dr. Bose's initiative and all of your initiative. And I think YCO, I think it's a very, 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 very special event for all the hospitality profession. It has transgressed beyond the India.
Yes.
It is an international event.
Correct.
It is an international event, brought a great sense of pride that a Indian, not Indian now, you are also multinational, but a Indian origin college can, host a event of such nature, attract the best talent in the industry, and host such a big competition at a multi-city level. So it's a great, great, I would say, event which you have, it's a flagship event which you have started. I think it's a great event, and it has a long life. Even the appreciation of hospitality professional by making 24th March a International Hospitality Day, it's a great, it gives me a great sense of pride that, we have a day for our profession.
Yes, Ruben.
So these activities instill a lot of confidence among the hospitality professions, and I'm sure among the hospitality students, that we are a very positive, outward looking, very positive industry. It is not an industry where, not an industry of misfits, that you didn't belong anywhere, so you are here.
Yes.
That is not the mantra we should be.
True.
We are promoting our industry in a very positive manner through you, and I laud and appreciate your efforts for what you're doing. So I think my congratulations and my support will be always there.
Thank you so much, Ruben. This is really, this is so good and, very, very nice for us to, in fact, hear so much of, positivity and definitely great words from your end. Ruben, finally, before we go ahead and, we have to online end the conversation while we take it offline again, your message for all our students who are watching you today, and definitely loads and millions of hospitality aspirants who are getting ready to get into this industry.
Yeah, sure. I mean, see, these are tough times. This year is going to be tough. But please understand, we are the oldest profession, one of the oldest profession in the world. It's lived in an inn, and Lord Rama also lived in an inn. So
Yes.
from the inn to supersized hotels, we have come a long, long way. It is one of the oldest profession. Human being as a race will never stop traveling. So our industry will be one of the earliest ones to bounce back.
Lovely.
Okay, please understand. Technology can, STD booth can end, and big mobile telephone can end to watches, and Walkman can end to MP3, and MP3 can end to whatever. Hospitality never end, guys. So we will be definitely bouncing back. So appreciations about jobs, etc., will be there. It is keep your shelf, hone your skills, continue your studies, and learn as much about the industry. There are so much online materials and offline materials. Be ready theoretically so that you can face all the, I would say, theoretical knowledge which will be sought out of you in an interview. And you can definitely get in touch with me through Sanchari to help me be ready for any interviews as well.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, keep yourself in a positive frame of mind. Negativity only causes stress and frustration. You have spent a lot of money to do a wonderful course which gives you a career. Please understand, very few courses actually give a career to you.
True.
Hotel management and hospitality management provides an opportunity to give, to give a career to you. So love the subjects, study hard, maintain discipline, and definitely work and fun, have fun as well. You are in college, but when it comes to your study, be no nonsense. I always give an example of John T. Rhodes. So when John T. Rhodes are in dressing room, he's always joking and cracking and easing up, and he's everywhere.
Yes.
But when he was in field, and when he takes his square leg position, or
Right.
a point position, he was the deadliest. He never used to bowl good or bat good, but he used to field and take 5 6 impossible catches. And his own presence in the field is such that like the opponent would felt like very demotivated, looking that how can he be so motivated. So be motivated. Self motivated is the right word. And I'm sure, as I said, like this COVID or whatever it is going to pass. China, as I said, I was talking to Sanchari, our hotels are opening up. 150 hotels already opened of Hilton. India, I will tell you, things are getting positive. We are definitely want to open, and we want to embrace this COVID and move on. People have to travel. I personally would like to travel. I have not taken a vacation for a long time. And just stay positive, and this will pass definitely. That's my
Thank
message.
you so much, Ruben. This is so essential, and I'm certain that everybody who's watching us today, and they're already feeling it. And I have been, I am so inspired and motivated too, and I absolutely agree to whatever you had to say. People will always travel. Hospitality is the best industry that we are all in, and we are all safe in there. And definitely, we are going to be bouncing back. So, on that note, thank you very much, Ruben, for being here today at
Thank
the
you.
Bangalore IHM Bangalore Career Studio with me. It was fantastic, amazing talking to you, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Once everything goes well, we see each other very soon again. We go ahead and, of course, invite you to the campus also. And please stay healthy, stay safe, and look forward. Thank you very much, Ruben.